Hey everybody, how's it going? Productive Gamer here. As you guys already read the title, I took a challenge to wake up at 4:30 a.m. in the morning and I just completed 15 days. In this video, I'll be teaching you guys tips that I learned to be consistent with waking up early and be productive as well. Also, I will be teaching you guys one thing you should never do if you're taking this challenge or you will have the worst day of your life. So let's get into it. First, why I took this habit. Last few days I've been struggling with doing everything on time and being productive, so I was scrolling through the internet and I found a trend of waking up early to be successful and productive. So I thought of trying it. Here are the tips that I learned during this challenge to make waking up early consistent and productive. Tip 1. Put your phone away. This is a pretty basic tip. It's a tip that I started using the first day of my challenge. Simply place your phone far away from yourself so that you have to get out of your bed to turn off the alarm. You guys can even add a small routine to it if you want to. Here's a video of how I do it. So after I wake up and get out of my bed, the first thing I do is turn on the lights and then I will turn off the alarm and then drink some water to make me up. You guys can do the same thing if you want to. It really helps waking me up. Tip number 2. Morning routine. What I mean by that is to have things that you're going to do after you wake up. The wake up routine in my last tip is not included. You can use this tip with the first one, but you need to have things that you are going to do after that. So when I started this challenge, the first few days I didn't have a routine or a thing I had to do. Sure, I had a lot of stuff later in the day that I could complete, but I'm a procrastinator and I'm pretty sure so are you. And I did the one thing that every procrastinator does when they have to procrastinate on something. I just used my phone the whole morning and that didn't make me productive. Instead, it made me unproductive. Because when we don't have a proper goal in our mind, we tend to distract ourselves. That's exactly what I did, starting my day with a loss because I wanted to be productive. It took me a few days to realize this, but after I did, I wrote it on my habit tracker. As you guys can see, the first 2 things I do is set up my room and then take a cold shower, starting my day with a win. And believe me, starting your day with a win is a much better way than to start a day with a loss. Tip 3. The nighttime routine. Now, this is the most important tip I will give you guys. This is a tip that I didn't really use properly and all the days that I missed could have been avoided if I had just used this tip. To wake up early consistently, you need to have a nighttime routine. That will wind you down so that you can go to sleep relaxed and on time. This is my sleep journal of the days I missed up waking up early. As you guys can see, there's a pattern of sleeping late. I know you guys are going to be curious about this, so I'm going to tell you I use Sleep Cycle app to set up my alarms. Why I do that, I will talk more about that in the next tip. Here are a few things that you guys are going to add to your nighttime routine to get the best results. First, have a proper sleep time. Find how many hours of sleep you need. Accordingly, select a sleep time and go to bed 20 minutes early. That's because an average person takes 15 minutes to go to sleep. Second one is what I call no screen rule. It means put your TV, phone, laptop or anything that emits blue light away 1 hour before you go to sleep. That's because blue light messes with your circadian rhythm. Now you might be wondering, what is the circadian rhythm? It's the natural clock of your body that tells you to go to sleep. Now when the blue light hits your eyes, it confuses your brain to think that this is still daytime, so your brain doesn't produce melatonin, which is a hormone you need to sleep, and that's how it messes your circadian rhythm. Third, write your to-do list for the morning in affirmative language, like I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. That way you'd be much more motivated to do it because you've already made a decision to do it in the morning. Tip 4. Don't ruin your sleep. This video isn't in any way intended to tell you that you have to wake up at 4:30 a.m. But it's just me sharing my experience with the tips that I learned to wake up early in general. Now what I mean by don't ruining your sleep is don't decrease your sleep hours after watching this video. That will only make your days worse. I sleep 6 hours because it works best for me, and I figured that out by trying different hours like 8 hours, 7 hours of sleep, and then I reached the 6 hour 15 minutes mark. So figure out how many hours you need to sleep because it varies from person to person. I'm not going to talk a lot about that because there's already a good amount of YouTube videos and other articles talking about how many hours of sleep you need, so go do your research. The other thing that I would highly recommend is go set up your alarms on the sleep cycle, and here's why. So we as humans have cycles of sleep, deep sleep, and then awake even though we are in bed. Here's how the app works. As you can see, you click on the app, you have three options of setting up alarms. The first one is wake up easy between whatever time you select. So this alarm wakes you up at the end of the sleep cycle. The second one is a strict alarm at whatever time you want to wake up, just like a normal alarm. And the third one is there's no alarm, it just analyzes your sleep. Then you click on journal. This is what keeps track of everything that you've done on this app before. It also keeps track how regular you are, what time you went to bed, what time you woke up, if you snored, and weather and stuff like that. There are these weird statistics. Most of these are paid, but I highly recommend using this app because we don't even need the paid options. We only need you to set up a good alarm on the wake up easy part. And that's it. Those are the 4 tips that you guys can use to be very consistent with waking up early and being productive. My next video is going to be about 30 days cold shower, so be sure to check that out. And I'll see you guys in the next one.